Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry with another What Are You Doing? Lumina Interfaces book launch interview series. And my guest is Dr. Sharena Rice. Welcome, Sharena.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Terry.
I am so glad this series is just so much fun. You guys are such cool people to talk to. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the famous question. Sharena Rice, what are you doing with Lumina?
There are a few things. We're getting our art onto the same page, as in it's in a book format rather than just a lot of art pieces that are not there. So I've contributed some of my art pieces. While there are some that have been taken with a confocal microscope and others that I drew, there is a common theme. And one of the common themes to art that I create is that I know it's complete when I want to give it a hug with my mind. And so there we go. That's part of the thing. I also wrote a tribute to my friend Bill Atkinson, who had recently passed of pancreatic cancer. And the special thing about Bill is, well, he contributed to not just Lumina in terms of some art and a poem from his daughter, but also he contributed to making computers easier to use in the world. So he was the 51st employee of Apple, and he did a lot of things in graphical user interfaces that have things go from it just being a device for specialists where only computer trained people could even start to use computers really to something that everyone can use.
Terrific, terrific. Tell us more about your art. It's kind of interesting what you're doing. I've seen the book. I got a sneak preview. So tell me about how you formulate your art. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, it depends on exactly which one. So then for some of them, like there is there's one where there's this pyramidal neuron and it looks like something of a galaxy. So it's kind of remarkable how there are these seeming reflections in the universe where, on a large scale, things look pretty cool in terms of how things are arranged, what is where, what kinds of worlds exist. And then if you go into things that are really small, then you also find a great amount of complexity. And the way that it's organized biologically is quite beautiful, even if there may not have been a sense of it should be at first, but we find really cool things under microscopes. And then there's the question of how to show this visualization so that people can understand it. And so this image, it is of a, a co-staining of molecules that are known to be involved in neural plasticity, otherwise known as how neurons change in response to other things or how they change at all. Because neurons, they're not just static things. Are, they're growing new synapses sometimes, they're pruning old synapses sometimes, they're changing how many receptors are at their postsynaptic and presynaptic densities sometimes. Things like that happen, and it's a dynamical system. And while we've just captured a neuron in a moment in the image, there still is this sense of there's stuff going on here.
This is so cool. So cool. Dr. Sharena Rice, thank you so much for coming and being with us a little bit about Lumina and what you contributed to it. And ladies and gentlemen, leave some comments down here. We'd love to hear from you. And that's it for now. Bye bye for now.
Thank you.